Good morning, everyone, and thank you for coming. Today, I am pleased to share information on the plans and initiatives of the Ministry of Tourism and the Cabinet Office for the 2023-2024 budget year. For the fiscal year 2023-2024, the ministry will receive an estimated budget allocation of $61,011,461. The ministry's budget covers the following departments: the Cabinet Office, the Post Office, the Department of Information and Digital Technology, the Department of Communications, the Department of Employee and Organizational Development, the Office of Project Management and Procurement. With such diversity, the Ministry for Tourism and the Cabinet Office will engage in advancing a variety of initiatives and projects during the next budget cycle. These initiatives will enhance the services government provides to the people of Bermuda and our visitors while increasing government revenues. During this next fiscal year, this ministry will focus on various initiatives and projects to support Bermuda's hospitality industry, enhance the quality of government services, and prepare staff for leadership within the government. The $19 million annual grant to the Bermuda Tourism Authority will continue supporting the growth and development of our tourism industry, which includes working with the Ministry of Transport to support their efforts to sustain or improve airlift in key markets such as Boston and Miami. In addition to the government grant, the BTA derives a significant source of its annual income from cruise visitors at $16 per passenger and from the 4.5% tax on room rates paid by air visitors. Tourism projections for 2023 are very encouraging, with revenue from fees paid by cruise ship visitors and visitors staying in our hotels and vacation rentals forecast to be 14.1 million. This is an increase of 12.5% over 2022 levels. 74% of the forecast income will be spent on sales and marketing. The balance of expenditure will occur in the Research and Business Intelligence Division, the Experience Division, and the Operations Division. With this added income and an excellent cash position entering the year, the BTA will be well placed to achieve its mandate of developing Bermuda's tourism industry in accordance with the National Tourism Plan during the next fiscal year. I am pleased to report that I have been advised by the board of the BTA that the recruitment of a new CEO continues in accordance with the process and timetable as set by the board. The recruitment process is on target to be completed by the end of March. As we work towards improving services, the Department of Information and Digital Technology was allocated $8.2 million in funding, and their main goal will be to continue the government's pursuit of digital transformation into the next budget year. This funding will enable IDT to recruit desperately needed staff that are essential to the government's technological capabilities and IT security, as well as funds for upgrades to our systems that will ultimately enhance the services provided to the general public. Positions we are looking to fill at IDT include the Deputy Chief Information Officer, Project Managers, and Business Relationship Managers. Cybersecurity will continue to be a focus for IDT and funding of $223,000 has been allocated for installing upgraded systems and software to increase our capability to protect our domains. These measures will enable us to improve government's security environment and consequently provide international and local businesses with increased confidence in our infrastructure. In the same vein of improving and enhancing government services, the Bermuda Post Office has significantly progressed its digitization of public services. With an operational budget of almost $9.3 million, it will expand these services in the next budget year. The BPO will also have several new stamp issues in 2023, which are budgeted at $50,000. The most prominent of these stamp issues will, of course, be the celebration of the coronation of King Charles III in May of this year. The Bermuda Post Office will continue to enhance its My Bermuda Post product, which has already proven to be hugely successful for customers. This service has earned approximately $270,000 since its inception in November 2021, and we project revenue of $300,000 for 2023-2024. The public will know that as the largest employer in Bermuda, with 4,483 persons employed as of December 31st, 2022, the government offers diverse career opportunities. Like employers everywhere, however, the government is experiencing a major shift in the job market, driven by a lack of skilled resources locally and globally in specific employment categories. For example, qualified accountants and engineers. Other factors include competition across industries and the salaries and benefits differential. In many cases, the government cannot compete for certain employment categories. As the minister responsible for managing the government's human resources, I can attest that we remain committed to training officers and making salaries more competitive. In the 2023-2024 fiscal year, $180,000 has been allocated to the development of a new job evaluation model for the government with a view to modernizing the way posts are graded. Our existing job evaluation grading system was adopted from the UK Civil Service in 1970, and a new model will consider more than the simple numerical factors and weightings for each position. This new system will also consider internal and external factors such as availability of talent, both locally and globally, and make allowances for pay scales to be adjusted commensurate with expertise. There are a number of job evaluation tools available, inclusive of options to customize one to meet the unique needs of the government. We are in the process of reviewing those options and will determine the best way forward during the next fiscal year. Also, it is expected that the Department of Employee and Organizational Development will complete a public service talent management strategy and work with department heads to implement succession plans for posts deemed critical and hard to fill. During this fiscal year, there will be an increase in government activities, events, and community engagement. To support the myriad of programs and initiatives associated with this increase in activity, the Department of Communications, with an allocated budget of $3,308,000, will provide promotional, advertising, and awareness support on a variety of media platforms and forums. One of the most popular television channels with our seniors is our CITV station. In the next fiscal year, $37,000 has been allocated to upgrade and replace equipment at CITV that will improve the quality of productions on this channel. The Office of Project Management and Procurement has been allocated an additional $40,000, bringing their total allocation to $839,675. This additional funding will be used to continue its program of providing project management and procurement training to government employees engaged in these processes to broaden their knowledge and skill set. The ultimate aim is to maintain high project management and procurement standards throughout the government to ensure fiscal responsibility and efficiencies in this critical area. In addition, in the next fiscal year, OPMP will be updating its code of practice, which will enhance and strengthen the process for project management and procurement. I assure all of Bermuda that the Ministry of Transport and the Cabinet Office will continue to support Bermuda's tourism market, enhancing the quality of government services, preparing officers for leadership within the government, and helping guide us on our path to continued economic growth. I will provide a more fulsome report on the ministry's budget plans during the Committee of Supply in the House of Assembly. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Campbell. At this time, we welcome questions from the media.
Hi, Minister. Elisa Bernardo with Bermuda Broadcasting News. Good morning. I just have a question in regards to the medical tourism that falls under the Ministry of Tourism. Those who partake in medical tourism usually do so because these treatments are of lower price and cost than their home countries. And I was just curious to know how Bermuda will compete in this industry when typically our costs have been historically higher than other countries.
Some of the information that has been brought to us, and the deliberations in this area are very in the very preliminary stage, but what you may or may not know is that in many of these countries where the cost is low, there's a long waiting list. So there is a desire to get the procedure, whatever that might be, done. So there is a market outside of those low costs, and Bermuda is looking to capitalize on that. But as I said, it's in the very preliminary stages.
Have you secured any investors yet?
I can't comment on that right now, but I can provide that answer at a later date.
Okay, thank you very much.
Good morning, Minister. Sean Connolly from the Royal Gazette. Nice to see you.
Yes, good morning.
Thank you. You said that the search for the BTA CEO is going according to schedule. Well, why then did Mr. Keynes, the government MP and chairman, say that an appointment was imminent in January?
As I say in my brief, and I don't think it's appropriate while the recruitment process is ongoing that I comment any more on that process than what I've said already in my brief.
It's a key role, though, and he said that in January, and then you started advertising globally at the beginning of February. It's a bit of a mess, isn't it?
As I said, with the process ongoing, it's inappropriate, I believe, for me to comment beyond what I've commented in my brief.
Have you or the Premier personally intervened in the process?
As I said, I refer you to my brief
Okay.
for my comments.
All right. Also, just for the budget, your colleague Wayne Furbert, said that the reason that some airlines were cutting back services was because of a lack of beds on the island. But now you're bringing in. The Premier said, though the government is not proposing a limit on vacation rentals at this time, there will be a fee introduced to register properties as vacation rentals. Isn't that just going to mean that there'll be less beds still on the island?
It may or may not. We're reviewing the fees now and finalizing that process, and so that it will be available to be in place come April 1st. So, the fees are split according to ARVs, and there are two bands in the planned process for ARVs that fall under the rent control, and there are 5 additional bands for for ARVs above 22,801. So there may be some contraction in the use of those units for vacation rentals, but we are confident that we have the Bermuda Beach and other projects coming online in the not too distant future.
Well, isn't it a bit of a dichotomy when you've got like the travel minister saying that we need more beds and to get the airlines here, and now you're saying there will be some kind of contraction in beds? I mean, that's
No, I said there may be some contraction in beds. I didn't say there will be.
Later on, you said
the fees,
later on you pardoned it.
based on what you can charge for a vacation rental. I don't know the exact fees, but the fees aren't meant to be prohibitive to discourage people from continuing if they would like.
Okay, so it may or may not reduce beds. So you're gambling on the tourism bed supply, then, aren't you?
No, I'm not gambling.
Well, if it's going to be one or
We
the
have
other.
we have projects that are out there that are ongoing that will be bringing beds online in the not too distant future.
Sure. On medical tourism, that's been a buzzword thrown around for years. Why will it work this time? What's different about the approach, and where would it be built?
Again, that's in the preliminary stages, and we believe that now more than ever there is a market, and that's the information that's coming to us based on the research that's been done.
Yeah, it's in the preliminary stages, but you must have estimates and targets. How much will it cost, and where would the funding come from?
I don't have the answers to those questions today, but I am prepared to obtain those answers and pass them on in the
Okay,
future.
great. You mentioned the coronation there. Britain's having a public holiday on Monday the 8th of May to commemorate it or to mark it. And other overseas territories like the Cayman Islands are also doing the same. Do you think we should have a public holiday here for tourism reasons, etc.?
Cabinet has deliberated on that, and our decision has been forwarded, as all our decisions are, to the governor in this case. And I'm sure she will be making an announcement in the not too distant future.
Would that be this week, do you think?
It's her announcement, so
Yeah, okay.
she will announce that when she can.
Okay, great. Thanks for that. Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Minister. We have no further questions from the media. Thank everyone for attending, and have a great day.
Thank you very much.